Jum.
Hey everybody, Jumcraft here with another exciting episode of Jumcraft. I've been spending a lot of time down on my Skelefarm here, and racked up 41 magical levels, and also enchanted a whole mess of books here. And I've noticed something in the latest update, that you can no longer combine enchanted books. Some of these I made before the update, some of them I made after the update. Some of them I was able to combine before the update, and I didn't combine them all because I thought I'd still be able to do that. So you got nice efficiency 4 there, efficiency 3, 2, 2. So let's try and combine these two efficiency 2 books, which we were previously able to do with the anvil. And no. Now I cannot. So I hope that's like a bug. I hope that's not the intended behavior, because that kind of puts a pinch on the old enchanted book routine. Now I'm guessing I could probably enchant this stuff onto weapons and armor and such, and we're gonna test that. Now you know me, I'm always loath to use my diamonds, but I got 28 ore blocks here, so I think we can break those down to fortune pick and get a nice solid amount out of that to make some armor and weapons and tools and stuff. Made some adjustments down here. I'm thinking it looks pretty nice. Still got a long way to go to make this place super cool, but I like it. You know, I had to drop these redstone lamps down a square, down a block, a meter, so that I got, you know, decent light coverage here. But then I ran out of glowstone, and that didn't make me happy, because right now the only source of glowstone I have is a villager, and it just kind of got me held hostage right now. Yeah, it's this happy camper here. It's industrial looking mofo. So you've already maxed out the glowstone. I actually maxed it out twice, because I went so far as to buy this stupid Bane of Arthropods 3 sword, which I think is the most useless enchantment, and just a waste of a diamond sword. But I did it, so I could get more glowstone, and he didn't open up a new trade for me. So he wants me to buy a second one from him, and I'm like, no way, because I took that sword and I threw it in a hole at the bottom of the ocean, and then I covered it with rocks and dirt and some lava. And if I have anything to do with it, that will be this guy's grave as well. Anyway, let's just break these diamonds down and see what we get out of 28 ore blocks. Ooh, man, that was a nice haul. 64, 569 diamonds total. Sweet. All right, let's go ahead and make some armor out of this. Make ourselves a nice sword as well. Hell yeah. Alright, let's see if I can put these two Fire Protection 2 enchants on this chest plate. That'll cost me 3 levels. Combine that with that. Make it a Fire Protection 3. It costs me 4 levels. Not bad. Let's go ahead and see what it would cost to rename this. 18 levels. Now let's see what we can do with this diamond pickaxe. I got a bunch of efficiency 2 books, a couple of them. Makes efficiency 2, costs 3. Another efficiency 2 brings up to efficiency 3, that'll cost me 4. And then efficiency 3, which brings it up to efficiency 4, that'll cost me 6. And I'm probably going to run out of experience, efficiency 4, and then efficiency 4 will bring us to efficiency 5, but I need 7 experience for that. And what would the Unbreaking 3? 11. I'm going to make a nice super pick out of this just from combining these books. So let's run this bad boy for a while. Made some adjustments here too. You can see, I thought after sitting in here for a while, I thought those kind of jutted out a little too much. So I pushed them back. Less concealed button. That's fine. Might replace that with a wooden one. I don't know. I think the stone one looks good. Hey fellas. Oh yeah. Another part of the new update was the addition of 3D items. Dropped items and item frames now become 3-dimensional, which is pretty cool looking. You can see the arrow there, and there's a bow. Bounce on the stairs. It's pretty neat. You can see these items are all 3-dimensionalized up in here. I like it. I like it a lot. It's really cool, and I haven't noticed any performance hit from having this stuff on the ground. You can see when there's a stack of items, it kind of doubles up on it. Easy to tell. Yeah. Fresh and hot, just like Mama used to make. Alright, and the last piece is my Midnight Mugger here. Knockback 1, looting 1, and finally sharpness 3, which costs 11. Now what I did notice on this is that each enchanted book that I added on increased the cost of the next enchantment. So this was originally 7, then went up to 8, now it's 11. So if you're going to put multiple enchantments onto the same item, it's probably the best idea to put the cheapest enchantment on first, or the most expensive enchantment on first, and then add the cheapest so that your increase is minimized. At least that's how I think it would work. So I've got a pretty good loadout now. Got a nice diamond pick. Don't need this anymore. Gonna dump up some stuff in my inventory, but I got a nice set of armor. Master Blaster, Blast Protection 2 on my head. My chest is a fireproof vest, Fire Protection 3. My mighty pantaloons of Protection 3, and my drop boots of Feather Falling 3. That's pretty good, and I can continue to add enchantments onto these until I reach the level cap, which I don't think I will reach. However, I run the risk of raising the full enchantment level of these too high, and then I can't repair them, and that just means that I have to go through this process again if I want to get the same enchants on there, which is fine. Yes. So this thing works pretty well, but it does have a couple drawbacks. Number one, in its current state, I have to sit here and whack the skeletons, and that takes a while, and also consumes a lot of hunger, which means I have to keep eating food, and I have a way around that. We'll come back to that later. I always say that, we'll come back to that later, and sometimes I forget to come back to that, but yeah, it does consume a fair amount of hunger, so I've been racking up on these chickens here. That's number one. Number two is it's kind of slow, just because the spawners take time to spawn out new, fresh skeletons. Even if you move them out of the spawning area quick enough, because it won't stop spawning until there's 6 within the 17 block area. So they have to get to about like here. But I haven't seen 6 build up and rest in this tube and slow it down any, so this moves them pretty quickly. But it still takes a little while for it to spawn a new set of skeletons to run down the channel. So that slows it down a little bit. Also, you have to be within a certain area of that spawner for it to spawn. And you can see if I move too far back this way, it stops spinning. It won't spawn anymore. So I can't run around and do other stuff, because it'll stop spawning and the skeletons that are already in there will start to disappear if I go too far. So I really can't do too much else but hang back here. And lately I've noticed there's a bug that sometimes these buttons don't produce the correct pulse length, and it's like, you know, you can see the delay there. It's I think that's a 15 tick pulse. Sometimes it only creates like a 1 tick pulse, and sometimes that screws up the cooking, the burner mechanism, so the lava either doesn't get sucked back in or gets sucked back in too soon, and yeah, it doesn't bode well. So I don't know what that is. I'm pretty sure that's a bug. I've checked over the wiring. I don't think it's anything with the wiring. It seems to be just the buttons themselves is a bug. I've checked the bug tracker. There was one listed in there, but the only message that I saw was that they weren't able to reproduce it, so I don't know what's going to happen with that. I've noticed that in the past. Didn't really think much of it because I never really had a design that it messed with too much, and now it does, so now I care. Alright, so what I had prepared for this episode, I got all my stuff here, and I'm going to build a variable enchanting station that will, you know, you can shift the number of bookshelves in it to increase or decrease the maximum level of enchant available. But, before we go through with that, because I am running low on glowstone, and also want to get some stuff ready for fireworks that I want to do for New Year's, and also because I want some potion supplies so that I can kill these skeletons more quickly, I'm going to make a quick detour to the Nether, so let's go do that. Alright, so we're out here at the Jungle Temple, you may remember from when I first started this world, and I thought this would be a decent spot for the Nether portal. Gonna build this you know, the cheap way here. Because you don't have to have the connecting corners. You only need the actual borders of it. So you can save some obsidian that way, and if you want to get decorative, you can put some stuff in there. And maybe I'll do that if I come back here, and I'm sure I will, because I'm sure this won't be the last trip I make into the Nether. Go ahead and light that up. Oh, beautiful. It's nice how this worked out. I can keep it symmetrical here. Let's just go ahead and drop those in just for that, and I'll worry about the top end of it later. And those stairs coming up. Pretty nice. Anyway, I wish I had some wheat with me so I could make one of these guys roll with me. So I have anything now. Because you can actually force these guys through the portals now and get them to travel one side or the other. But they'll probably wander through there on their own eventually. So I wouldn't be surprised if I soon see some pigs and cows and stuff in the Nether. You know, I got all my fancy tools and equipment with me now. Got a nice new set of armor. So let's get in this Nether and see what we get. Oh god, that's horrible. Oh god! Ooh! Ooh! Oh no! Oh! Oh! Oh, that's a pretty awful place. Oh man! Look at that! I don't even know if that gravel in the back there is suspended on anything. Oh, you know what I did forget to make? A shovel. Damn shovel. I could spend a whole episode talking about the Nether. We'll get back to this another time. Check out this shot. He deflected the fireball with another fireball. I didn't even know that was possible. That's crazy. So I fought a couple of ghast, ran around, picked up some meaty blocks, managed to find some decent deposits of glowstone to pick up. Grabbed a whole lot of that, almost a full stack. Managed to grab some soul sand as well. You need that to grow some nether wart, and I found a bunch of that too. Need that for potions. Also ran a couple of these guys, wither skeletons. Didn't get any skulls. Pretty mean bastards. Also pretty terrifying. This guy coming up here, yeah. This guy just like jumped down on me, stabbed me right in the back, scared the crap out of me. So the Nether is definitely just as horrifying as ever. Killed a couple blaze, got the blaze rods I needed, and then we got the hell out of there. Yeah, alright, that's a lot better. Let's get out of here. Where the... Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, man. Whoa. Wow. Where am I? Alright, well, we made it back from the Nether. Kind of unexpected side trip. That was very odd where it came out. I'm going to have to look into that some more. But I'm pretty sure where it originally would have generated the portal that connects to those coordinates was not a viable location. And so it put the portal, moved it over a little bit. When I came back, it generated a new portal in the correct overworld coordinates, which put it in a different sort of place, I suppose. So we'll have to check that out another time. But I don't want to spend all of this episode in the Nether, but I definitely got to go back. And I'm a little disappointed that I killed those wither skeletons, which scared the crap out of me. But I didn't get any skulls, so I'm going to have to go back there and do some more wither skull hunting. And that's probably going to take me a while. I need those for my fireworks. But let's go ahead and make an enchanting station, a brewing stand right now. And we'll make some bottles. Tell you what, let's make 9 bottles. Go ahead and get some water on these bottles. Alright, we're just gonna set this guy right here for right now. Not gonna be permanent. Go ahead and put some nether wart in there. And we're gonna need some gunpowder. Gunpowder. We're gonna need some melon. And we're gonna need a little bit of gold. Just a little bit. Gold nugget. Take that gold nugget, mix it up with that melon, make some glistening melon. And grab 8 more melons and just do this now, because we're going to be making a lot of these. That'll make us a healing potion. Alright, so now we've got an awkward potion. We add the glistening melon to the awkward potion, and that will brew into a healing potion. Alright, now we got the potion of healing, instant health. Add some gunpowder to that. We'll make this throwable potion a splash potion. And we can use these on the skeletons in the Skelefarm after we soften them up to insta-kill a whole big group of them. And that'll make experience farming off of that a whole lot faster. Hey, local brewery. Some decorating here. Looks kind of nice. Still really rough. Needs some work. Let's slow it down a little bit here. I like the birch wood. Some fences. It's a little bit of variety. I don't know. I think it's pretty nice. So now I got these splash potions. Let's fire this up. Let's let it sit for a good solid amount of time. Build up a nice number of these guys. And then I'm going to chuck one of these splash potions in there and we'll see how quick that gets. And I'm going to time this too and see how long I wait on this. So let's see what the time is now. Okay, so I'll be back. Stay tuned. Alright, let this go for about 15 minutes or so. And got a nice healthy load of skeletons in there. Not too long amount of time. Soften them up here. Let's see how well this works nailing at the glass here. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, yes. 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 That's a tasty burger. Now you see we still got some stragglers left in here. And that's because they've got armor. So it means the lava doesn't soften them up as much. But that's fine. Got a lot of excess. My inventory is pretty packed in from another journey. Didn't really empty all that stuff out yet. 16 levels though. It's like a level a minute. Thereabouts. That's not too bad. I've seen Ender farms get, 30 levels in like a minute. So, like I said, not the fastest in the game, but for where I'm at right now, this will work very nicely. Alright, let's start this project by digging out some space under here. It's not going to be truly underneath this, it's going to be back a little bit, because to go right underneath this I would have to dig down quite a bit. And I don't want to do that, but I have to dig out quite a bit of space, so let's just get started on that. And what we're going to try and do is dig out a space on this side and this side for storage, and then main in the back there, we're going to put the enchanting station. And this is the edge of the water runner, so we don't want to cut up into that, but I can run alongside that just fine. So let's cut over and do the same thing on the other side, make this symmetrical like. Oh, got some stragglers down there. And then we're going to dig out a nice big area to run the circuitry and for the enchanting room, so let's do this. Alright, so this is the basic layout of it, and right here, let's put a torch there, is where the enchanting station will go, the enchanting table. And so I've got 3 different levels here, 5 bookcases each. And these are, you can see they're 2 spaces away, so they're too far away to affect the enchanting station. And the way the circuit will work is at the push of a button, you can either have all 15 pop out, or just 5 at a time, and then reset. And then we'll just fill the rest of these in here. Alright, and we'll fill this roof in with other material at another point in time. This is our basic layout here. So let's go ahead and cut in back behind all this stuff. Now we're going to need to dig down. Dig all this out. Make way for the circuitry. Alright, so we got to start. We got this area dug out here, and I've dug a channel out around behind the pistons there, so we can put the circuitry in for that. And down here is where the control circuitry will be. I'm just going to put one of these together here. I'm just going to build it real quick, and then I'll explain what it is and what we're doing. And a torch there. Alright. And show you what this is. I'll just put some buttons on here for just right now. Oh, gotta put a little dust right there. Can't forget that. A button there. And a button there. Okay. And what this circuit is this circuit is an RS NOR latch, and basically it's kind of like the T flip-flop. Chicken real quick. It's kind of like the T flip-flop, except that it has a separate on and off kind of thing. There's a better way to explain this. If you look at the Minecraft forums, there's a nice redstone section that has a selection of these circuits. But basically that's what I'm using it for. You know, so if I hit this switch, it'll turn that on. And hitting this button again doesn't do anything. I have to hit this one, power this block, to switch it back. And so the idea we have here for this is that each one of these, this output, will power a set of pistons. And so I have 3 of these down here. So I will have 3 of these down here, and each one of these corresponds to a set of pistons up top that will, you know, push the bookcases on in and out. Okay. And so every time I hit one button up there, it will activate one of these. And then the next time I hit it, it'll activate the other one. And the way I'm going to handle that is I have a signal line that travels through all of these blocks to activate them. But it can only travel to it once a repeater lock is disabled. And so we have a repeater that is powered off of here. And I'm using 2 there because... And we need to put a block here to keep those 2 separate so that when this flips on, it doesn't send back down, because this is the signal line here. And so basically how this is operating right now, you can probably see, is that the redstone signal is traveling through these repeaters and keeping this repeater locked off. And once I flip this signal on, which I can do, well, I can just do it with a torch here. So I put that signal on, it will allow signal to travel through this repeater, which will carry to the next one, and then subsequently to the next one. We put these delays on here, these repeaters here, to form a delay, so that this repeater doesn't unlock before this signal deactivates, before the pulse runs out. So let's get that button back out here. Put that there, go ahead and reset it. And I think I'm going to need more. Let's try with that. Yeah, see, that's not long enough. However, there's another part of the circuit, because in order to get it long enough, I would have to have that delayed for 10 ticks for a stone button or 15 ticks for a wooden button. There's an easier way, and that's with a pulse shortener, which we'll build over in this area. That would be controlled off a button up there. And then it'll maintain the pulse to a set short length that'll prevent it from traveling from one to the next. But that is, you know, your basic circuit here. And then finally, when it gets to the end, the next circuit down from this that will be activated by a repeater lock, and I gotta dig some more area out there, carries over to the reset line and will reset all of these RS NOR latches. And that's how we do it. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up tying these together, and then I'm going to get to connecting these up to the pistons up top, and we'll move on. Okay, so we got that set up. Don't have the reset line working yet. I replaced all this with red wool. You know, I like to keep things consistent with the circuit so I can keep it separated. Decided to switch it up from the stone brick a little bit. I like the red wool. It is a little bit hard to see, I guess, the redstone on it, but I know where it is. And what I've built back here is our pulse shortener. And what this handy dandy circuit does is it takes a pulse of any length and will shorten it down. So you've got a torch feeding into redstone, which flips this torch on and off, and then repeater feeding that way into it, so to 3 ticks. So we can put a stone button on that, which is a 10-tick pulse. And you can see it's only going to create like a one or so tick, a shorter pulse off of this. So let's creates a very short pulse. Too short, in fact. But that seems to work all right now, set to 4 ticks, so that seems fine. And quick demonstration, I'll hit the button. So it activates the first one, hit it again, activates the second one, hit it again, activates the third one. So I have 2 buttons here, a wooden button and a stone button. Now the stone button, when activated, only activates one at a time. Now if I hit the wooden button, the pulse does not go through the pulse shortener, and so that'll activate all 3 at once. But then at the end of it, we'll have to have a slightly longer delay to prevent it from, carrying through and hitting the reset line at the same time. So let's get started on a reset line. Let me figure out how I'm going to do that. Dig some more area out back there. And clean this up too. And we're also going to slap some slabs over these. And slabs will not block the circuit from traveling down, but what it will do is cap these areas off so that it's not large enough for a mob to spawn in there. And then that way I don't have to worry about lighting up just the individual signal path, which is good, because that gets annoying if you have to light up the signal path individually. When you're like running this down, you got to put a torch in there and make sure it's all lit up, otherwise you get zombies and crap spawning inside your circuit cabinets, and I don't want that. Okay, so we got those set. I had to take those bookcases out so I could get out of there. So we got that set, but they're not connected to anything yet, so we'll need to connect those. We should do the reset line on this first. Gonna need to put more of a delay on this. 4-tick delay. Yeah, that ought to do it. And we'll just feed this along here. Like so. And then we'll need to make sure we put a block here so that the redstone dust doesn't connect up that way. And Bob's your uncle. Okay, so we got a reset line running, and we're going to have to do some of that. And that just prevents the signal from traveling back into it. Kind of sloppy, but it works. Or I hope it does. We shall see in a second. But basically, after the last RS Norlatch activates and opens up this repeater, the next signal will travel down this line, and it will flow into this repeater, and this repeater. And those repeaters all feed back into these blocks, which will reset the circuit. So I think they're all on right now. So let's go ahead and turn that off, and that resets them all. So it's 1, it's 2, that's 3, and that's reset. And if we hit the wooden button, that's all 3 on, and it doesn't matter which one we hit at that point, wooden or stone, and it resets them all. Very good. So now we just got to connect this these outputs from these RS Norlatches up to these blocks. And how we're gonna do that? Well, it's a little tricky. Get up here. Okay, that's 1. And we're just running from this torch to this block. controlling this torch, which just runs a line over to that and controls that one. Okay, so for this middle one, what you've got, you can get a good angle here. In the output, put a solid block, blob of redstone, which will power into this block, where you place the torch. And then you put the block with the redstone torch on top of that. You can see the redstone torch in there. So you take that center block and shift it over a little bit, and that works. Does the trick. Let's go up top and check it out. I'm gonna have to reset this because when I fire it like that, it pops the pistons out so quick that it leaves the books behind. So let's just okay, so now just this one remains, and it's probably just going to be the same as that one, or mostly like that. So we get that. Get a little bit of that. And like so. Yep, pretty much just like the other side. Get some torches down in here to light this place up. Okay, so I think that pretty much does it for the circuit. It's a little crushed in here and hard to see, and I've got a lot of blocks here that exist for no other purpose but to block redstone traces from connecting. It's fairly compacted considering what it is. It could probably be smaller, and there's some room for improvement here. But it works. It works for what I need to do. Alright, so we'll do it one at a time, and we'll do the whole thing. So that's 1, 2, and 3. And a reset. And then all 3. And a reset. Now, there's only one thing I'm seeing here, and that is do all 3. There's a delay between them, but I want them to all recess at the same time, and this one seems like it recesses a little bit quicker for some odd reason. So what we can do is we can play around with those repeaters that feed into the reset line and get out of here and see what that does for us. Yep, don't want them. I'll just leave that right now. Go ahead and reset it. Perfect. We'll just do it like that for right now. Nice thing about the enchanting table is it's a transparent block, so it doesn't really block light at all, so we can put the light block right underneath it and it'll still light up. Let's add a little pattern here. Put some birchwood down there, just to differentiate it a bit. And I think if we have it passing in that way, that looks pretty nice to me. I like that. And so let's take it for a test spin. And let's just put this old shovel in there. So right now, so you got 1, 5, and 5. Doesn't get really high. We want a little bit higher. Add 5 books in the mix. I can get up to level 10 on that. 10 or 11. Another 5 books. 21, 20 to 22. Mostly 20, looks like. And the last 5, which opens it up all the way to 30. Or set it all. Another nice thing, if I fire this up twice, I'm pretty sure that one will reset it. So if I go to 2 and really quickly want to go back down, I can do that with this. Or I can just do all the way up with that one. And all the way back down. I like it. I like it a lot. Alright, so now the variable enchanting station is all complete. See, max levels, back to 0. Or 5 at a time. back to 0. Very nice. Very nice. Really like this. Built some storage down here. Put these lights in. I thought it's pretty sharp. Also brought the anvil down. Got my arrows over here. 6 double chests. It'll take me a little while to fill this up, but as this is my only XP farm right now, I'm going to be grinding through a lot of skeletons off of that. Got my bones over here. And 6 double chests. If I get any more than that, to hell with them. I'm throwing them away. And then I got bows here. It doesn't fit. It's not symmetrical, but I can't chop into that without interfering with the spawning area, so just have to deal with that. Now, if you want to put chests right up to the ceiling, you're going to have to make the ceiling out of a transparent block or a non-solid block, not necessarily transparent. In this case, I used half slabs, put them on the lower portion, and stairs over there, and that'll allow you to open the chest. Otherwise, if you have a solid block on top, you can't open it. So yeah, this man, this all works pretty nice. I'm liking it. This is very simple and plain down here. I might add a little bit more decoration into this place somehow, but I don't want to make it too claustrophobic by putting stairs everywhere and stuff. So I don't really know what I'm gonna do. Alright folks, that'll wrap it up for this week's episode of Jumcraft. Hope you learned something. Hope you were entertained. We'll be back after Christmas for some more exciting adventures. I got this nice Christmas tree here, and I say nice very loosely. Now look at this Christmas spirit here. I slaved over a hot stove all day to make you guys these delicious dinner rolls, pumpkin pie for dessert, a nice juicy Christmas goose, a couple baked potatoes. Now I couldn't spare a lot because I need it more than you do, but I think you guys could figure it out. Survival of the fittest and all that. Then just go ahead and cry around, eat that right off the floor, like the filthy dogs that you are.